Hello and welcome to the Pharmacy Informatics Professor 2020 with your host, Dr. Armin Simonian. We've talked a lot in the past about clinical decision support systems and how software on the electronic health record can help us with order verification. We even did a Journal Club episode on NUPOR, Nearly Universal Prospective Order Review, written by Dr. Flynn, where it talked about the possibility of having the computer help us with order verification. But today in this episode, I wanted to talk about the technologies specifically that are embedded in our automation along the medication use process, the technologies that help us verify the 5 rights as we're preparing and dispensing and administering medications. So let's talk a little bit about this verification technology, and I'll bring up my presentation and we can talk about first barcode. So the most ubiquitous, the most used technology when we talk about verification along the medication use process is barcode scanning. So we use barcode scanning here. It shows barcode scanning being used for inventory control, bringing meds into the pharmacy, storing them in the pharmacy, and dispensing them out of machines to the appropriate patient or to the appropriate automated dispensing cabinet or whatever distribution system that we have. So barcode you'll find everywhere in hospital dispensing, making sure that the right drug goes into the right pocket in the ADC. We also have an outpatient, making sure the right drug goes into the right bin in the prescription filling robot. And most of the time, this barcode is really a representation of the National Drug Code or NDC number. Now, we can talk a lot about the NDC and the problems with it, but it's pretty much the standard right now for identifying medications within our systems. Now, we can have other identifiers embedded in a barcode on, let's say, our wristbands for our patients. So that could be a patient ID number that we're scanning. And again, the medication can have an NDC number on it. We can also scan a pump and associate it with a patient and scan an order, which might have an order number instead of an NDC number. So an IV might contain multiple ingredients, and you wouldn't want to list all the NDCs on there, but you can have one order number that within the computer verifies that IV order for the patient and knows all the ingredients, and can also auto-program the pump. So again, barcode technology used in different ways to scan the patient, scan the drug, scan the pump. Beyond barcode, we also use RFID. This is radio frequency identification. What we can do is tag medications with a little radio transponder. Okay. This transponder can be passive or active. So generally in the pharmacy or on the patient's wristband, this technology has been used to scan the patient. This allows the nurse or physician going into the room to be able to scan the patient's wristband. It could also be the pharmacist seeing the patient, verifying the identification of the patient without having to move the patient or move the wristband, wake the patient to align the barcode and scan it. We also, when we do our technologies, kits and trays, we use both barcode and RFID. So this is another method of quickly identifying which meds are in a tray or missing from a tray, and then getting those refilled. So radio frequency identification is used in addition to barcode technology. Now, when we get to IV workflow management, IV robotics, we start using other methods for verification, and that would include gravimetrics and imaging. So If we know the specific gravity of each ingredient, we can program that into the computer, and then the computer can deliver the right dose to the right IV solution based on specific gravity, based on weight. So you can see a weighing tray on one of these TPN compounders. We can also use images. So during the process of preparing an IV under the hood, we can capture images of the syringe that's filled with the amount of medications to be added to an IV solution. We can also take an image of the vial, the label for the patient, and all these can be used by the pharmacist for verifying the order without the pharmacist having to gown up and going to the clean room. We also, in conjunction with these systems, have barcode scanning. So we can actually scan to make sure that we have the right ingredients to begin with. And then we can use gravimetrics for measurement, or simply use imaging to capture photos of the process as the technician is making the solution, so that the pharmacist can verify that outside the clean room and know in detail what happened, what went into that IV. So in summary, we use a number of technologies embedded in our automation to make sure that we're achieving the 5 rights, that we're getting the right drug to the right patient in the right dose, by the right route, and at the right time. And these mainly include barcode as the number 1 technology that's used for verification. Then we also use RFID, gravimetrics, and imaging. If this was helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll thank you for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, look after the health of others, and I'll continue to work on more episodes and hope to see you next time. Take care.